Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. How are you, my dear students of grade 7? I hope you all will be fine. Here is your teacher, Mrs. Nala, with a new lesson. Today we are going to study our lesson number 1 of Unit 5 with the topic We will remain at peace with your people forever. So today we will study this lesson from page number 204 to page number 206. And it is a non-fiction genre. Non-fiction genre is a kind of a literary writing that is not a typical or an ideal story. You will not find an abundance number of characters. Rather, it is just going to be a description of history from the past events. Okay. Now, who is the narrator of this story is actually? You can see a portrait or a sketch of a warlord or a fighter from the US history, and his name is Cochise Cheraqua. Cochise Cheraqua. And who was this person? He was born in early 1800s. He was a chief of the Cherokee Apache tribe, and he led his people against the forces of Mexican and American enemies. The lesson which we are going to study is actually a speech. This speech has been redrafted to write in form of a lesson, and it was delivered by this person whose name is Cochise Cheraqua in 1872 after he had made an agreement with the US people. Okay, and he died in 1874. Now it is going to be very much descriptive and autobiographical kind of lesson in which this person, Cochise Cheraqua, is going to explain why did he make an agreement with the rulers of USA. Now here is the main text of our lesson on page number 204. My dear students, please be careful. This is not going to be a typical story as you have studied in your Unit 1, Unit 2 and Unit 4. Okay, you will not have any characters. There is not going to be any major development. Rather, this is just a brief review of the US history. If you want to understand more about the narrator, you must Google it. The title of the lesson is We Will Remain at Peace with Your People Forever. As it is quite obvious from the title, it is just going to be a kind of a promise that someone is making a promise with someone. And what is the condition? We will not disturb you. Rather, we will be very much friendly with your people for a long time. Okay. Now we are going to start our text. We are going to start our text on page number 204. This for a very long time has been the home of my people. We came to these mountains about us. No one lived here, and so we took them for our home and country. Here we grew from the first feeble band to be a great people and covered the whole country as the clouds cover the mountains. Many people came to our country. First the Spanish, with their horses and their iron shirts, their long knives and guns, great wonders to my simple people. We fought some, but they never tried to drive us from our homes in these mountains. After many years, the Spanish soldiers were driven away, and the Mexican ruled the land. With these, little wars came, but we were now a strong people, and we didn't fear them. Now I'm going to read the first paragraph on page number 205. At last in my youth came the white man. Under your people I have fought long as best I could against you. I have destroyed many of your people, but where I have destroyed one white man, many have come in his place. Where an Indian has been killed, there has been none to come in his place, so that the great people that welcomed you with acts of kindness to this land are now but a feeble band that fly before your soldiers as the deer before the hunter, and must all perish if this war continues. I have come to you not from love for you or for your great father in Washington or from any regard for his or your wishes, but as a conquered chief, to try to save the few people that still remain to me. I am the last of my family, a family that for very many years have been the leaders of these people, and on me depends their future, whether they shall totally vanish from the land or that a small remnant remain for a few years to see the sun rise over these mountains, their home. I here pledge my words, a word that has never been broken, that if your great father will set aside a part of my own country where I and my little band can live, we will remain at peace with your people forever. I have spoken. So far we have studied the main text of the lesson. I hope you will have understood all the things clearly. This is a kind of a description about history. It is not a typical or an ideal story. There are no characters, there are no major developments. Okay, so I will advise you to Google about this person whose name is Cochise Cheraqua in the Google. You will find more details, then you can understand the lesson easily. And also, while you are going to revise the lesson, you must study the background info of the lesson on page number 202. Okay, so it will help you a lot to do your comprehension task. If you do not study the background info or the other relevant information, it will be quite difficult for you to do the remaining activities. Thank you very much for attending the online class. See you next time with a new lesson. Till then, bye bye.